It's a sad day outside the house, isn't it, Bean? What's happening? What's broken? Look, guys. Dick's come to tow anchor away. Dick's Recovery. Yes, the Freightliner has given up the ghost. I was all going to, where was it going? I was setting off go to Dallas and then down to Houston. Got up this morning, washed the truck, did all the usual stuff, filled my freezer and everything like that. But to no joy. Went to start it. Oh, got the APU fitted as well. Look, got the bloody new APU. Let me show you this. Look. Got the diesel APU. I was gonna do all sorts on the new APU. Look at this. Eventually got a diesel one on. That works fine. Bloody engine doesn't though. Yeah, bit of a problem. The what is it? What's that leak? You know, it's just water where I washed it. Yeah. It's stuck in gear. I reversed it in here last night, picked it up, and it says for some reason it thinks I'm in manual. Of course, the air pressure drops on the night. When I don't have a trailer on, it's got a slight leak, so it drops right down. Air pressure's right. I can't get it into manual, into automatic, into neutral rather, because the air pressure's down. Managed to blow the air pressure up. Got a compressor, stuck it underneath, filled all my tanks up and everything like that. Nope, not just that. Still the same problem. So it's got to go into Freightliner. Put the plugs in. This is another problem, like Packard and not Cummins, Packard and Freightliner. You can plug your diagnostics in. It'll give you the code and everything like that. But it won't. No, sorry, it won't give you the code. It'll say there's a problem, but that's it, unless you buy the software and stuff like that. So it's got to go into Freightliner. But look at this beautiful recovery truck. Look at that. That is the dog's danglies, isn't it? That really is something. This is a beautiful looking truck. Pretty brand new, I was saying. I haven't done a lot of miles. This is a local recovery. That's got a Cummins in it. 565 or something. That is pretty. Yeah, so not going to Dallas anymore by the look of it. So unless we can rechange my delivery or something like that, I'm stuck at home. And until then, so we'll keep you posted and let you know what's happening. Bye bye truck.
Bye bye truck.
That is a cool setup, is that? 600 and something grand there. Oh, under the cable. Oh, we're good, we're good. Oh man. Oh, it's a bit tight to get out. No, he's good. Bye bye truck. Look at that new APU, how shiny it is. The APU still works. Glad you know, there is the thing sad that it's happened, but I'm glad it's happened on my driveway, I'll tell you. Bean, come back. I'm glad it's happened here. I could have been sat in a desert or something, but the APU would have worked. So that would have been a bonus, wouldn't it? So there she goes. There she blows. Over to Freightliner. 600 and something grand that rig was, that truck. The recovery truck. That's a lot of grands there. It's probably costing a fortune to recover that. Oops. Look what I get for breaking my truck. Oh no. This is the dreaded. I had this the other day on locals, which I didn't mind. It's leaning. Looks a bit leany going on there. Looks. Oh my god. It's. Whoa, that looks a bit special, doesn't it? Yeah. So look at it. It's horrible. Look at the steel wheels. Look at them colour-coded wheels. So this is a lease truck. Totally standard. It's nothing in it. It really. Steph's not happy about coming up the yard there. Ridiculous o'clock in the morning. She's not a morning person. As you can see, there's no fridge, no microwave, no nothing. So I've just chucked my bag in, and this is the truck I'm taking to. At least I've got my trailer. This is the truck that I'm taking to Texas, Dallas, and Houston. 2,200 miles. It is Sunday morning. I've got to be there Tuesday night. So luckily, COVID-19 E-log exempt. light it up, so it'll be good. 70 mile an hour bloody governor on it though, isn't it? I suppose I can live with that, just for one trip, and then I'm on holiday on break, so that makes a change. Look at Mum. Hello! She's so grumpy in the morning. Whereas I'm a morning person. Right, so that's the score. I'm heading down there in this nice truck. I suppose it's new and stuff like that, but I'll let you know about all these monitors and all that shit that's on it, because I wasn't very happy. I didn't do a video on it last time because I never took the camera. So we'll get a chance to tell you a bit about this marvellous Freightliner standard Cascadia. How's it all going? Well, I hope. You're going to have to bear with me with the camera because I jumped in the truck really quickly and didn't get my stand with me or anything like that. I'm in the loan truck, the lease truck. Tell you a little bit more about it. Look, as you can see, nothing. No refrigerator, no microwave, nothing. I just slung my sleeping bag in, my wash bag, few clothes, and out of here, basically. Out of here and get on the road. So here's the story. Let me just see if you'll sit in there and look at this. Look at the scenery. I'm just dropping down to Moab now, so I'm 1,200 miles into the trip already. I left yesterday, and yeah. So as my truck got taken away with the tow truck, I spoke to one of my bosses and said that's it, blah blah blah. It's going in. Hopefully, this was on Saturday. Hopefully they'll get to look at it on Monday. He said, well, we'll see what we can do. I'll sort something out with me odd man, he says, and do something like that. So I thought, that's me, I'm not taking the load. He said, I'll find you something Monday or when they get it, have a look at it, because I'm thinking it's only going to be a relay or something. Anyway, to put the record straight as well, I hadn't left it in gear and turned the engine off. You can't actually do that with these. So I tried it with this lease truck that I've got, left it in gear, turned the engine off, and it automatically puts it into neutral. So you cannot leave it in gear. It just won't do it. So obviously it's more of a problem with the computer talking to the gearbox. That's why we're not communicating. And some people have said as well, doesn't that put you off wanting to get your own truck, blah blah blah, you'd have your own, you'd have all that expense and stuff like that. Well, a couple of things. This is the third time in 35 years of driving, and God knows how many million miles, I've had to have a truck towed away. Only 3 times in 35 years. So it's not as though it happens every day. Trucks are so much more reliable. Well, they are reliable. I've never had real, I haven't had anything that's really unreliable at all, to be fair, in truck-wise. Motorbikes, definitely, but truck-wise, not a great issues with any of them. Even going back to your old Scanies, Reynolds and things like that, so I get that out of the window, so that isn't a definite, that isn't a putting off thing at all. Plus, the other one as well, that truck's on warranty. That's going to be covered. Otherwise, that is another reason why I would never buy an older truck that's out of warranty. That recovery will probably be best part of $400, $500, and it was only going like 15 miles. Those recoveries, they have to get the money back. That rig there, that yoke was something like 600,000, and that was a cheap one. When you think, they have got a crane sat on there and all that malarkey and stuff, haven't they? So they're not cheap, so they have to get the money back somehow. Anyway, that apart, it'll be on warranty, it'll be covered. The only thing that does piss me and really winds me up, Freightliner are pushed for staff at the moment down there, so it was in on Saturday afternoon. I just rang earlier, they still haven't looked at it. It's a Detroit engine, so the mechanic couldn't do anything with it. I didn't realise, I thought Detroit, anybody could plug in, apparently you can't. It's the same as the Packard. So that's my reason why I wouldn't want a Packard, why I want a Cummins engine, because anybody can plug into a Cummins and read the engine and see what it is, blah blah blah, and sort it out, you know what I mean? So that's the kind of thing I'm thinking about. You know, you've got, you'll be hearing all the buzzers going off. That's all your downtime and stuff like that. If I was working on my own, I'd be still sat there with a load, worrying about a load, trying to get this load. It is a frozen load, so it will stand, you know what I mean? It's not fruit or vegetables or something like that. So, you know, we've got a good shelf life going on there, obviously. But it's still, you would probably have to lease a truck, get another truck from somewhere else, and all that headache, because the bloody truck's not in getting looked at even. It's going to be tomorrow now. So that'd be Sunday, Monday, Tuesday before it gets out of there. You know, you've got to think about all these things when you're choosing a truck, I think, definitely. What engine, what truck, where can you take it, what can you do, who will do the warranty, blah, 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 and so on. Anyway, so back to the marvellous truck. The marvellous truck that I'm in. It is the same as mine. DD15 engine, 505 brake horsepower. So she goes up the hills nicely, pulls well, you know, I like the DD15. Works really well. Suspension's a bit harder than mine because it's new. It's only a year old, but it's done 122,000 already. It's clean enough inside, but it is a bare truck. There's no bunk heater, there's no fridge, like I said, no microwave, no nothing like that. As you know, I know the old school guys are like, oh, we never had them in our day. No, we didn't. Well, no, we bloody didn't, you know. But you've learned to accept those kind of things now. It's got air conditioning, so that's a bonus, which is nice. That's got a horrible noise that keeps going off, telling me that there's a vehicle in front of me. No shit, Sherlock. I've got a great big windscreen. I can see it there. Dig a little deeper, Watson. But I've got over that. At first with these radar things, you know, it's got the, let's have a little, oh no, it's not going to do it. Well, that's weird. It doesn't do it when it's telling me some things. Oh, it can't. It's meant to tell me that I'm near the white line. Nope. We're not doing it now. Let's try that white line. Nope. We're not really reading those. And so you can't drive it with your eyes shut. That wouldn't work. Yeah, it will. At first I'm thinking, oh, all these alarm systems. I don't mind the one on the passenger side. I think that's a bloody good idea. I think all trucks should be fitted with that. If there's a vehicle on the inside in your blind spot, you've got bells and whistles going on. You've even got a yellow light over there. This is the first truck I've really driven any time with, spent any time. That's why I'm harping on about it, because I know they've been about for ages in the UK and you've all had them and shit like that. That's pretty where I've been for a walk before. But this is the first time I've spent any time in one. And of course I was like, oh, totally anti it. I was like, you know what we're like as old school. We don't like change. And I'm like, oh no, I don't know about that, you know, all these alarms and things like that. But like I say, the one down the passenger side, absolutely brilliant. Fantastic thing. And if you put your indicator on and somebody sat down there, oh my God, it turns red as the side pillar, the low warning light. All bells go off all over the place. It makes you actually a bit of PWE comes out. You know, it really gets you thinking before you move, which is great, which is really good. The distance one in front of you, I'd heard all stories about. It puts on the brakes, it fucking slams on the brakes, they're no good in winter and shit like that and all that. Bullshit, fucking bullshit. I don't know where they've come from with this, because this one doesn't. This one doesn't put the brakes on. It will put the Jake brake on, but it doesn't put the brakes on. I can ram into the back of that truck if I want, if I'm on my foot. If you're on the floor, it will just let you drive normally. It'll beep at you, it'll tell you when you're really close, it'll start flashing red and doing a louder noise, but only over a certain speed. So if you're down in traffic, like coming through here, it should be all right. The only time it'll put the Jake brakes on, if you get too close to something, is if you're on cruise control. Which at first I thought, oh, it's knocking the cruise control off and things like that, but it doesn't. It's really bloody clever. So you can go into the controls. Let's have a look where we are. Let's have a look. there. A lot of you have seen them. It's not doing it now because I'm not going fast enough to tell me. Is it going to tell me? There's the vehicle. Like that tells me how that he's doing 38 mile an hour. Yeah, which I think is brilliant. I think it's so cool that he's doing that. Oh no, or is that me doing 40? No, I'm doing. Yeah, he's doing 40. I'm doing 35. So he's pulling away from me. It's so clever, and it tells you how far away it is and stuff like that. So if you've got the cruise control on, and I was coming through Salt Lake City earlier, it was busy, it would just slow, all the lanes were blocked up sort of thing. So I just let it do its own thing. It kept me a nice distance back. It is a bit far for my liking. It's like 500 feet back before it's detecting things, and 450 and stuff like that. But it won't put the brake right on. So if all the traffic slows down, it'll slow me down. I don't have to touch anything, and then as the traffic speeds up again, if I've got it on, if this is on, if I've got it on the cruise control, it'll pick the speed back up again. Which, you know, it's a win-win. I can look about, have a burger, can a Coke, or whatever I want to do. You know what I mean? It's I don't recommend you do that. You don't eat and drive at the same time, but that you could do if you wanted to, if you're on a private road, obviously. So yeah, I'm quite. And I'll get over the beepy beep, I think, in the end. You know, your brain will just ignore it, won't it? It's like selective hearing that men have developed over years and years, you know, when the wife's asking you. Yeah, we've got it. So I can sure I can ignore this beepy beep beep thing now and then and live with that. The benefits outweigh the bad bits on it, definitely. You know what I mean? So I'm happy. So that's me down in. Oh, there's another little bit I was going to tell you about. This is Moab, by the way, as you all know. What was I going to say? I think it's late. I'm out. When I set off, I didn't really explain what was happening. I was in a bit of a rush. So I'm in a Freightliner. The story goes. This is what happened. So, when the truck got taken away by by the recovery, got the wrong oil. By the recovery, Saturday night it was. Me and Steph hightailed it to the pub, as you do, for a couple of beers or so. Got to the pub, was staying in the pub for a bit. Got home, I got a text message off my boss because I was thinking that was it. My truck's in at Freightliner, blah blah blah. Hopefully back tomorrow or something, and see when we can, hopefully it's only a relay, I might be able to catch up and get this load. If not, one of my bosses said we'll sort something out, don't worry about it, I'll find you something Monday, something like that. So I'm thinking, okay, don't worry. So I get home, by this time I'm 4 pints in at the pub. By the time I get home, reads my text message because I left my phone at home, as you do, and it was the boss. What will it take for you to take one of the new trucks, the leased trucks, down to Florida, down to Texas with your load, your trailer? I don't want anybody else on your trailer, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, a little late now. You know, we were pushing for time anyway on Saturday afternoon. So I'm like, shit, I can't go now. So straight to bed. And he offered me some more money. You know what that's like to a Yorkshireman. Carrot, eh? Oh, money talks, money talks. I'm in Moab. Because it's a covert load as well. Have a look where we're going rather than my mug. Hopefully it'll stay there. As you can see, no duck. No, the duck is not there, obviously. He's back up in Mount Vernon. So this is, yeah, set off. Steph took me up early Sunday morning at silly o'clock, about 5, 6 o'clock I think. Chucked all my gear in. As you can see, I've just chucked my sleeping bag in. Got none of my comforts because they're all in my truck. I could have grabbed them on the way, but I didn't want to. So this is a leased truck before we get the Peterbilts. There's 2 new Peterbilts coming as well. So they're giving them these until they come, because they can't get them until March. 2 of the big ones like Richards, you've seen them, the what are they called? Big Peterbilts. Ultra Loft or something like that. Anyway, so these, oh my god, these, even though it's the same truck as mine, it's got the DD15, happy with that, as you know, it's a good engine, automatic, and it goes well. It's a new truck, it should do. Well, it's 122,000, a year old. Anyway, there's nothing in it. No microwave, no fridge, no nothing, no bunk heater, no inverter, no nothing. Let me put you back there, that's better. I don't want to be holding you. We don't want my assistant having to spin about and hold it. So, yeah, there's nothing in it. You know, I hear the old school, we didn't have anything in our days. No, we didn't. We bloody didn't. I'm old school as well. But you get to, over the years, as things develop and stuff, you get to appreciate them and want them, you know. And it's like if you get a truck now without them, it's like, bloody hell. Even though, you know, it hasn't got all my stuff in, it is bare minimum outside as well. It's there won't be any pictures of it, that's for sure. It's got no bottom spoiler, it's got steel wheels, it's got hire vehicle basically written all over it, but it goes well. And I don't know about a lot of you, but in different companies and that, there's usually a yard shunter somewhere lurking. Back in the day, back in the good old days, there used to be a yard shunter that would be lurking about somewhere in the yard. There'd be an old truck, and if your truck broke down, you would be given that. So hell and high water, you would try and keep that bloody truck going, whatever. Nobody wanted the yard shunter. Well, nobody in the right mind, that's for sure. So yeah, I've always managed to keep my trucks going. I've only had 3 major breakdowns where I've had a tow truck needed in my whole life. So that's not bad for 35 years, really, because somebody put on one of my comments on Facebook, wouldn't this put you off buying your own truck? You would have all that expense, blah blah blah, because it is bloody costly. You know, that tow truck that took the truck out, my truck away, that's a $600,000 truck, that thing. That's cheap compared to some of them. So that tow for only 15-20 miles, you'll be talking, I bet you're talking $500 easy for that. You know, they need to get the money back for that big bad boy. But saying that, no, it doesn't put me off. The simple reason, like I say, I've only had 3 major breakdowns. One in England, where I was a young buck and a piston decided to jump through the side of an Iveco. Maybe that was a thing. And on the other one was one in Spain. I think that was fuel pump or some injector pump and everything packed up. You'll hear these funny noises. That's the new truck with it. We'll get to that in a minute. Anyway, there's Wilson Arch coming up there on the left. Very famous arch. Climb to the top. I've done that. I did a little rant at the top, I think. Yeah, I did one of my rants about the job. Very pretty. This is where it blew its water out the other day coming back. Terrible place to break down, eh? Look at that, VW on the back of a trailer. No shit, Sherlock. Take a little deeper, Watson. That's where it should be as well, bloody things. I like to look at them things, them VW campers. I think they're lovely looking things, but fuck me, I won't want to drive one far, that's for sure. Anyway, keep on track. Where were we? We're, oh God, I forgot where we were. We're on the truck, yes. Setting off. Got set off, like this truck is exactly the same as mine, same spec, apart from it's newer and it's got all the alarms and bells and whistles on it. Which, at first, I thought, fuck, you know, it's got this sensor on the front. If you get too close to something, it tells you that there's a vehicle there. Not that I can't see the vehicle, I've got bloody great windscreen, haven't I? Or windshield, whichever way you want to put it. I can actually see that, but you know, they're not a bad thing. I'd heard all these reports, and I had used one during the week on flower loads, but only local, so I hadn't really had time to properly get used to it, you know what I mean? And all the bits and stuff like that. But
it does get a bit of getting used to, definitely does. And people have given me bad reports about, oh, it puts the brakes on, it does this, it does that. Well, bollocks, bullshit. I hadn't got any put the brakes on, and I've if you're on the flat, on the foot, you could run in the back of somebody. It's not going to stop you. You can run in the back of somebody. It will bleep at you and tell you you're going to run into the back of somebody, but it will let you. You know, it ain't going to stop you doing that. Not if you're on the floor. You're overriding it. If you're on the cruise control, then it will shut your cruise off and put the Jake brake on to slow you down. Which at first I thought, oh, that's annoying, but you know what? After you get used to it, it's not that bad at all. It can tell me how fast the vehicle in front is going. It's a really trick thing. I'm not close enough to these yet. But when you get like 500 foot, it'll tell you how fast the vehicle in front of you is going, how fast you're going, blah, 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 and you can judge your speed on that. Like there we are now, 600 feet, and it'll tell you. And then as you get a little bit closer, it takes my limiter off and puts my Jake brakes on and stuff like that, and slows you down. It doesn't knock the limiter off like I thought the cruise control. It doesn't knock it all off. It just slows you back down to a safe distance, and then it'll keep following. So you're basically locked onto the car in front or the truck in front or whatever, and it'll follow that as that slows up, eases back. So I'm going through Salt Lake City this morning, and that's where I tested it out, because you've got like 70-mile-an-hour traffic jam through there. It's like a big old magic carpet all flowing along, but it eases up a little bit and then gets going again. Doesn't actually stop. So it was brilliant for that, because you don't want to be lanes and changing and shit like that. Just go with it, and it puts you back up. You don't have to press anything. I've got time to eat my breakfast and have a can of pop or whatever, a coffee or something like that. Not that I recommend that when you're driving, that would be wrong, but you know, it's so much easier. It really is. It's nice and relaxing. The only thing you've got to watch is if you're catching up with a vehicle, such as matey in front of me. If I was on my I'm not, but if I was on my cruise control right now, it would just start following him at a safe distance. So if you're not paying attention and you're on the motorway or freeway or something like that, and it's kicked off, you could forget about it and just carry on following it, kind of thing. And you look down at your speedo and you're doing 62 instead of 70 or 75, whatever. So you just boot it, catch up with him, go past him, put the cruise control back on again. It's not difficult. And as for the side ones, well, you know, they are brilliant. They really are. These side, let's see if we can get. It doesn't work all the time though. It works on dual carriageway, but all right, it's not going to work now. Typical. It's like a pinball. No. But it tells you the vehicle down the side, and then there's the yellow light. I know all you guys have already driven these before, but this is all new to me. I'm like, yeah, this is pretty fun. It's like, as you're driving along and you've got your target bit out that I showed you, this bit, it's like you get a bit closer, then it's in range, and then it's like, switch to missiles, get locked on. It's like shoot the German, and you can do it, you know what I mean? It's quite fun. There we go. Distance warning, locked on. But no, they're a good idea. They are a good thing. What have we got going on here then? We've got a bit of train chasing. Oh, there's a car alongside this shit. Bollocks to ya, miserable devil. Nope, nothing. He's not an happy train driver, is he? It's only because I beat him. Right, it's wham out there. Anyway, while we're on, why I just remember, this is me in Texas, by the way. Not far off Fort Worth. well, probably about 70, 80 mile off. Just heading in towards Dallas, so it's not been bad. I'm towards the end of the run now, and what's that, 3 days to get to Dallas, 2,200 miles, just over. So it's not a bad going, not a bad little earner that. Just like to say as well, right, I was going on about the limiter, the engine brake and the coming on the alarms and all that braking for you and stuff like that. I didn't think it actually put the brakes on. I said it only put the engine brakes on. I told a lie. It does actually put the brakes on for you. But it only does it if you're on the what is it, on cruise control. It'll put the brake, it'll put the Jake brakes on and the brake. It'll brake if something comes up the side of me and cuts in front of me and slows down, or comes in just round me, whichever, and slows down, it will brake and do everything for me. It'll even tell me when I'm about to hit it. So that's quite nice, isn't it, of it? Yeah, I didn't think it did that. But like I say, people are complaining about it, saying, oh, it'll be dangerous in the snow and stuff like that. Well, to be fair, you shouldn't really have your cruise control on in the snow anyway. Well, I don't as a rule, you know what I mean? I'm not usually cruising along at 70 mile an hour with a cruise control on in the snow. So if you're not on the cruise control, it's not going to do it. Rest assured that automatic braking will not happen unless you are on cruise control. There you go. This happens quite regular in Texas. You got to watch out for it. 35 degrees, 35, and tropical downpour. Like going from somebody turning a switch on, a light switch. It's like boom, it's there. And be ready to slow down, because the traffic all starts panicking and slowing down pretty rapidly. And seriously, I've been on some super slippy roads when it's been like this, and it's been dry for a long time, and you've got all the oil off the trucks and cars dripping on the road, and then all of a sudden a lot of rain on the road. It can be just like an ice skating rink. It really can. So you just got to watch it. Definitely watch it. But with all my traction, all this control shit on this truck, it shouldn't be a problem. And while we're on about that, I just want to say another thing. It does put the bloody brakes on. I didn't realise. The more I drive it, the more you get used to all these little quirky bits on it and this stuff that it does. Where is it? There it is. I don't know if you can see that. The guidance thing and what have you. Which I am actually getting to like it, to be fair. It's not... You know, it was a bit of a shock earlier. It banged the brakes on me. But what it is, though... But the more you get used to the things, the easier it will be to use it. Because I didn't think, like I said before, I said, I think it only puts the brakes on if you've got the cruise control on, blah, 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 and overrides the cruise control. But it doesn't. It will put them on if you're not touching anything, I've found. If you're not on the throttle or on the brake, it will put the brakes on automatically. It will beep a few times at you before they come on, so you've got a chance to take over. What it was there was a car turning off on the slip road just in front of me. So he's got his indicator on. I'm coming up behind it faster than he's going, obviously, because he's slowing down to turn off. Which normally, you know, isn't a problem. So I was just coasting up to it. Because I'm coasting up to it, he started bleeping red at me, telling me accident about to happen, blah, 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 blah. And I obviously know that that vehicle is going to be out, well, I don't, I'm presuming, the vehicle is going to be out of my way by the time I reach it, even if I keep my steady speed going. But the accident prevention, whatever you want to call it, driver's assistant thing, doesn't know that car's turning, does it? It hasn't got a clue, it just knows there's something in its way, and we're going to take over and put the brakes on for you, which it does jam them on pretty harsh. So I can understand why some people are saying, oh, in the snow that would be terrible, which it would. But now I know that it does that, you know, I can be prepared to take over and put my foot gently on the brake or whatever, and then it won't put the brakes on for me. You know what I mean? So it's just getting used to these things rather than just dissing it straight away and saying, oh, you're bloody shit. But I will say, I still don't like the idea of the inside mirrors, even though I've not tried them, and I shouldn't really diss that. It's just mirrors go on the outside of a vehicle, not the bloody inside. It's like ears, they go on the outside of the head, not the inside. There we go, settled. They just look stupid. To trucks without mirrors, it's fucking ridiculous going on. What's all that about? You can keep that in Europe, thank you. So yeah, that's a little update on my braking things. Whatever it is. Anti driving assistance. Stop me hitting things. It is now 20 past 6. I've only had 300 miles to do today. We're just short of 300 miles, so there's no point in rushing here because I do the Dallas delivery and then the Houston. This is a regular one. Both for Costco. Where's my Costco? Here it is. Not really signpost, is it? Look, we are Costco. No. Oh, there is a sign now. Didn't used to be. Think we can do that before he comes? Maybe not. No. No, it doesn't even say Costco. You're just meant to have balls of crystal and know it. Be sicking. So yeah, Loves is just over yonder. I don't know if you can see. It's just over to the slightly left there, the Loves truck stop. So I've been over there. I've been fueled up. Like I said before, fuel up if you've got a bit of time the night before, and then you're all ready to set off. You know, then tomorrow. So I want to get up there. I want to get that load on, and I want to get the hell out of this truck. Somebody mentioned on my Facebook about, you know, it's horrible being in another truck. It is, because I left in a bit of a rush. I didn't get the message to get out, sort of thing, and which is which. There we go. Just look at my paperwork, and yeah, I didn't get the message that I was loading, sort of thing. I could use this truck until the day after, so I was running a day late. So it was just chuck my sleeping bag in, my wash bag, few clothes, and out of here. So that was the score. And I'm not sure what time delivery it was in the morning. I think it's 5:30. So we just got to check in here and do that. Morning, afternoon. She's a happy one. Not. Can't all be happy bunnies, can we? So anyway, she's just taking the paperwork, as Missy there, and she's going to come back and let me go park, and she'll explain the full situation, even though I've been here only times. Oh, you've got to park down there and walk up in the morning, even though I'll probably stop her halfway through and say, yeah, I've been here before. She'll still probably tell me the full rigmarole. Yeah, filled the reefer up, filled everything up, all good. I've got me, look, Dickie's barbecue pit. I've put on so much weight on this trip because I ain't got my microwave or anything like that, or any of Steph's lovely cooking. All I've got is basically takeaway stuff. So I can feel my skin expanding with grabbing food, and it has been a bit of a rush, you know what I mean? It's been flat out all the time, so hold up. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Bye. Oh, she didn't explain to me all the thing is. That's good. Anyway, so here we've gone. There we go. So nobody here. It's dropped to 32 now, so you know it's quite cold, isn't it? Nearly time for me quiet. Maybe not. There's nobody else at the party. I want to be here because I like I explained, I ran this not on e-log, so ran it COVID exempt, and that's the last one. What's the date today? We're out of it now, I think. What date are we on? We're on the 25th. No, I've got till the 31st or 30th, whatever day there is in this month. Today the 25th of August, Steve, in Houston, Texas at 6:30 local time. So yeah, it is horrible being in a different truck. I haven't got all me, you know, I can sit in my truck quite happy, entertained, got the telly, got food, got everything like that. I haven't got anything in here. Nothing, you know, so there's no telly, no inverter, It's not doing too well on fuel. Well, I've got it up to 6.7, but I have left the engine, I'll be honest with you. I've left the engine running now for 2 days. Okay, well, it's turned off now and then when I've run into a shop or something like that, but apart from that, I've left it on because due to the can I go down right onto that one? Due to the heat, it's just too bloody hot. I can't not leave it running, you know what I mean? I can't sleep in that. The other night, it didn't get down, the temperature didn't drop until... oh, that says I'm going to crash into something. How's that? No, that's clever. It says I was going to drop off the curb. That's good, isn't it? Yeah, it didn't drop all night. 32 degrees, I think. I woke up in the middle of the night to make a trucker bomb, and it was 32 degrees still. It's nice and toasty, isn't it? You know what I mean? Betty Swallocks. So that'll obviously alter the fuel and shit like that. What? You know what I mean? I'm making a bollock of it. I tell you what's annoying on this. I'm going to jump out and show you the truck in a minute when I get properly in me little hidey hole. I'm just gonna do this one. It's got a horrible reversing beeper, and one of my pet hates is those things. If I could get that, I will smash that straight off if I can find where it is. But because it's a lease vehicle, it's all stuck on, we can't turn it off or anything like that. They are the worst thing ever. It's a bloody great truck with my hazard lights as a rule if anybody's about going backwards. Look, I'm fucking big truck is reversing. I hate those reversing beepers. It's embarrassing when you pull in a truck stop on a night. I hate it. It's just so out of order. It's not nice. Beep, 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 beep. You know, Jesus, if you can't see a great big white fucking thing for reversing, there's something wrong with you. You shouldn't be near it, should you? Anyway, rant over. So that's me. Here, let's just sort this out until the morning. Then I've got about 2 hours, 2.5 hours to shoot up to where am I going? Gotta shoot up to that's where I'm at now. That's where I'm Austin. Gotta shoot up to Austin, pick the load up there, straight home. Hopefully I'll be home Monday afternoon, Monday lunchtime or something like that, and get out the truck, like I say. Even though, look at it, let's have a look outside. Even though it is the same as my truck, it is the same as mine with but it really, not until you drive another truck, you realise that how many extras mine's got on it. Like, even mine's got underneath red lights in there on the floor and on the back and stuff like that. It's got a reading light in the back. It's got obviously the fridge and the microwave and stuff like that. But look at these wheels. This is the only time I'm going to do a video of the outside of this. You are not going to see it again. It looks so sad. It really does, without the fairing bit. Oh, lost it in the car park as well when I came out from having a shower. I was looking all over for my truck and couldn't find it. Obviously I wasn't in mine, I was in this. Don't get me wrong, it drives well, and I do like, it's got disc brakes on the front, mine's got drums. I do like that. You can't forgot how well they do stop with discs compared to drums. So that's a good thing. It's just with this shit written on the side, you know, people look at you, oh yeah, that's a truck, you know, and then we've got that stuck on. It hasn't been sign written, everything, obviously, because we're not keeping it. We're just keeping it until the Peterbilt's come, and so that's it. That's what we got. The My Mum's Choice basic bottom of the range truck. But you know, I count myself lucky that was in the yard. We've got some other horrors in the yard, you know what I mean? That I could be in the old man in John Anker's cab over. Now that would have been fun and interesting for me to come all this way in that bloody thing, wasn't it? Freightliner cab over. Nope, I've driven enough cab overs in my time to want to drive anymore, I'll tell you. No, sorry. Van Gogh Hood and big cab, I ain't getting in it. I say that, I probably will. But yeah, apart from a few little bits and that, once you're in it, once you're driving it, it's nice and stuff like that, exactly the same as mine. Now I've got used to all the alarms and things like that. going off and all those different things. Anyway, I'm going to get my barbecue. Bye-bye. So here's a little update. Have a look at that. I am just dropping down into Dollar General town. I don't know what this town's called. Some or other town. Nice little quaint town. I got tipped and loaded first thing. Happy days. Shot over, and it was top secret place where I loaded. Can't tell you what it was. So it's only vodka. No, it's vodka, but couldn't do any filming then and there. You're not allowed to, apparently. So I don't understand that bit. But you're not sworn to secrecy to what you load. I don't think, anyway. Oh well, let the cat out of the bag now. So yeah, super quick load. So I got tipped first thing. Went and got the. What's he doing? Went and got the. Got the trailer washed out because it was a bit filthy inside. So set about got that washed out. And then when I got to the place I was loading, I thought I know this place up in Austin. It was a vodka place. So straight on the bay, bing bang, jobs are good. Now, whether I've bollocksed up here or not, with my haste to get out of the place and rush, I didn't go and way off. They didn't have a scale there anyway. And my nearest scale meant I was going to have to go south 30 minutes to come back again. So I thought, fuck it, there'll be one en route, I'll be right. I want to get out of this truck and get home. I really do. You know, don't get me wrong, the truck's a good truck, it's exactly the same as mine to drive, no different at all. Apart from with the beepy bits, which I'm quite getting on with now. So, it's just the sleeping and thing. I ain't got my quill, I've just got my sleeping bag. Where are you going, mister? It's a strange place to go. Okay. Alright, I know he's there, stop it. Yeah, I've only got my sleeping bag and a small pillow and stuff like that, and and I don't feel comfy in the sleeping of the bed. It feels like I'm sleeping like a homeless person sort of thing, or just sleeping rough. And I've done that a few times and didn't like that. When I've been on my bike to Oz, and that has a big bump. So, anyway, it is, like I say, it's a new truck. It's nice, everything's there, apart from no extras. And like anybody will know, if you take somebody else's truck away after you haven't got all your goodies in and stuff like that, it's not much fun. It's alright for a couple of days, but for a full week, you know, it's like, never mind. But I was lucky enough to have it here, like I mentioned before, and I can keep earning money, which is cool. And obviously I got the extra pay on it, the carrot, dangled the carrot, and being a Yorkshireman, it would say, hell yeah, extra 10 cents a mile, I'm on that. But yeah, so I shot out of the vodka place, got the load on, fucking all chuff, looked at the paperwork, 4,300, and I thought, fuck it, I ain't going south to go north. I hate good backtracking. So, but coming back up this way, I wasn't really watching the GPS because I'm using Google Maps. I wasn't really paying attention. I just knew I was going north, blah blah blah, and out of there I went the wrong way around Austin, ended up going on this road, which is a cracking road. I've done this one before. It's a bit of a pig getting out of Austin, and there's a lot of traffic lights and stuff. You're about 30 mile plus of stop start sort of thing. But once you get away from there, it is just plain sailing all the way. It really is happy days, this road, all the way until I get into New Mexico. Like, this brings me in the back way into New Mexico. This takes me in through Tex-Mex and through that way, which is pretty run down through there. I'll show you when I get up there, do a video on it. It's just basically not a lot happening out here, not a lot of people or anything. So it's a good run to go. Not a single track road, but speed limits are right up there at 70-75 mile an hour. So, you know, I ain't hanging about. I'm making progress, that's for sure. We're making money. That's what it's all about. Let's print that money. But yeah, so because I haven't weighed off, I haven't been on the scale, I'm now thinking, shit, this has got steel wheels on it. I know it's not going to make that much difference. I'm trying to convince myself, thinking it's got steel wheels, so it's going to weigh a little bit more than not having aluminium wheels. But then again, it's got disc brakes instead of drum brakes, so that should compensate for that amount of weight. Yeah? Plus it ain't got all my shit in it and gallons of water and stuff, so probably a ton lighter in the cab. I'm hoping, because at 43,500 I can do 44,500 on mine if they're telling the truth about the weight. They have been known to sometimes get it wrong at some of these shippers and stuff like that. Now if they are right, 43,500, we're alright, happy days. We ain't got a problem with it, we really haven't. But it will be close, I think. It's going to be right on the 79, 80, something like that. But and it hasn't got an APU, this, as well, so I can't use that as an excuse. But there again, it's going to be a bit lighter without that. And it doesn't cover as much fuel. So, my nearest one is, I don't even know going this way where there's, because they're all in the big garages, and this is like back road scratching all the way into New Mexico. I think there's one in New Mexico as I get over the border there in Tex-Mex. I think there's a scale there, public scale there, on one of the truck stops. I think there's a Pilot there, or a Loves that has one. But there is an actual police scale as I get over the border there, but by the time I hit there it'll be night time, so that should be closed. My next one I don't think is until miles and miles away, because I'm going to go back roads until I get up to Colorado. By that time I should have scaled off, and we'll know either way. Like, whatever happens, it's too late to turn around now. I'm 200, 300 mile away from where I picked up, so I'm just gonna, if it is overweight, I'm just gonna have to work something out, aren't we? I'm gonna I'll be pissed if I am overweight, pissed in two ways. Either drinking a shitload of vodka to get rid of the weight, or pissed because I'm overweight with myself and beating myself up for being silly and not going and scaling it. But you see, the problem is, this is a dry freight load, and I've got a fridge trailer, reefer trailer. So obviously, you know, if it's up on the load board and we take it, it's entirely up to us. You know what I mean? Some of the beer ones we do, they will take some of the things off and stuff like that, and you'll be all right with it. But I don't know if they take some money off the load or whatever they do. I don't know about that part. But with this, I just didn't want to lose the load. I wanted to get the load up there. I'll do a hop, skip and a jump if need be. I want to pedal fast anyway, pedal hard, and see if I can have half a day off as well. I need a day in a hotel to sleep properly, and that would be nice. So I'm gonna try and shove her on a bit, pedal like hell, and reap the rewards. Hopefully I'll be in a swimming pool in Moab tomorrow afternoon, if I can do that. Moab's 950 mile away. Depending on what the prices are at the hotels, I'll get Steph on the case at the later and see what she can come up with, because with it still being holiday season and kids off, obviously we've got a budget on our hotel prices. We can what we can spend, so we'll have to see what there is. Hopefully I'll be able to get somewhere. It would be nice, you know, just to have half a day or something like that. But the only way to do that is I've got to push hard today, because I'm back onto the E-log. I've got another 6 hours plus to do, and then I'll be 10 hours off, straight 10, set off, kick hard as I can, because I don't like going to a hotel if it's going to be going to be late afternoon. So if it's gone 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock before I find a hotel, I aren't bothering with it. If I've got to leave in the morning first thing, you know what I mean. If I spend the money on a hotel, well, the company, I want my hotel at 3 in the afternoon, 2 in the afternoon. Use the swimming pool, go for a walk, do the shit and stuff like that, kick back and get my bloody money's worth out of them. So that's the plan, being a tight Yorkshireman. As you can see, it's not exactly busy on this road. And this will be all the way. How far am I from New Mexico? New Mexico! We all love New Mexico. Probably about 150 mile away, 200 mile away. I need to get to Albuquerque tonight. If we can get to Albuquerque, job's a good one. Yep, jobs are good.